So let me get this straight. You, sitting in 2026 with a smartphone and a Wi-Fi connection, think you know Muhammad better than the people who lived with him in the 7th century? You think you understand him better than his wife Aisha bint Abi Bakr who shared his home? Better than his companions who traveled with him, fought beside him, and heard his words with their own ears? That is not humility. That is arrogance. Every historical figure in the world is known through reports, biographies, eyewitness testimony, and preserved sayings. How do we know Napoleon Bonaparte? Through historical records. How do we know Nero? Through historical records. Do we say Donald Trump never waged war or took military action because it is not mentioned in his book, The Art of the Deal? Of course not. We look at news reports, eyewitness accounts, official records, and historical documentation. So why, when it comes to Muhammad, do you suddenly reject every historical source and say, Quran only? That is like someone saying the Holocaust never happened because it is not mentioned in Mein Kampf. Or like a Christian saying, I only accept the 10 Commandments as written by God, so the rest of the biblical narrations don't count. It makes no sense. The Quran gives the revelation, but the Hadith and historical reports show how Muhammad actually lived, prayed, judged, and explained that revelation. Without those reports, you are not following Muhammad. You are following your own version of Muhammad. And if you trust the early Muslims to preserve the Quran, but call them unreliable when they preserve Muhammad's words and actions, your logic falls apart. So if you are ashamed of the historical Muhammad, and you are only comfortable with the Quran because it says very little about how Muhammad actually lived, then maybe you are following the wrong prophet. If you cannot accept the real Muhammad of history, then go find another prophet. Peace out.